Hello there, my name is Atiam. I'm the founding director at Proxima, whereby we do build software to basically make your customer support better. We do integrate artificial intelligence into your pipeline, and today I'm so honored to be joined by a man that I've known for the past 14 years and so, Mr. Liban himself, the founding director Atiam College, and is a man who has very now good values, principles, and he has built Atiam College for the past 5 years to be a pioneer in the now Embakasi now area. Mr. Liban, over to you.
Exactly, I appreciate it. So hello guys, as you have heard, my name is Liban Atiam. I'm the founding director of Atiam College. Atiam College is actually a school of ICT and languages located in Komarok Sector 3 and our new branch in Nasara Garden, Gate D.
Yeah, sure. So today we'll be talking about customer support in the now educational sector, because customer support is an extremely important field, especially when you do have so many stakeholders. You do have your parents, you do have your now students, you do have your team, and I just thought it twice to bring in Mr. Liban, and because Mr. Liban is a pioneer in that particular field, yeah, so maybe now he can share more on that.
Exactly. So I think customer support is actually, you see, when you're running any business, be it a school or be it anything, we involve our customers. Our customers and our clients are always involved there. So actually, I think that on any business which is being run, the first platform which they should be actually putting in consideration is actually the customer focus, which I think actually Proxima has tried actually to chip in, work more easier on our side. Since you see now the interaction now between the students and the academia, and the parents and the students and the staff to the students and the staff to the parents, relationship was also been made easier. So I think Proxima actually came in and actually it was actually a bridge in between the three platform, and the communication actually was actually made more easier, if I'm being honest. Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so Mr. Liban, I think one important aspect of customer support is something we call now student-centric, meaning that whatever you are now doing, you want to personalize it to that particular student, and you want to now do this at scale. So from your own now experience, what is the difference between putting the full students in a single block versus focusing on now one student individually, basically?
If I'm being honest, putting all the students in one block is actually more of a uniform way, right? But for effectiveness, I think when you focus on each student individually, it actually it becomes much easier. For example, someone who's doing English. So if someone is studying English, you find that at the end of the day, this person is a beginner in English languages. So if you put them in the entire block, it's as if it's a whole group. At the end of the day, tracking even their progress becomes very hard. So you find as a student is left behind in the beginner, but now since they're all in one group, you still move them as a block. So I think that one-on-one is actually the best way, for me, honest.
Yeah, sure. So the biggest challenge now comes in, like you see, when you do have 10 students, you can now focus on them one-on-one.
Exactly.
But if you have 50, 1,000, it becomes like a bit of an hassle, because number one, they want so much peer information from you. Number two, their parents will be calling day in, day out, just wanting to now figure it out. So when you see the now aspect of customer support, because there are now parents, students, and you're now peer team.
Exactly.
Can you try differentiate the difference in terms of what they want from you, what the now parents want, what the now students want, basically?
You see, at the end of the day, the students actually are there to be taught, so they're there for the knowledge. But now tracking the progress of the students, the parents want a platform whereby someone can just log in. For example, you have a student who's called Ibrahim. The parents of Ibrahim want just to log in their own platform. They actually track the progress of this student bit by bit. So you find that the platforms are very different. Your staff or your peers, they need a platform whereby it is made easier for them to deliver now to these students. But now these students also want a platform which is actually made more easier than even the ones which you have running. And now the parents now they come in, whereby they want information from both sides, the staff side and also the student side. Exactly. So actually you find that I think that that's one of the things which actually Proxima has actually made easier for us, because we used to use a tradition way.
Oh, okay.
Whereby you see now, you create a whole list of the number of students, yeah? Call each parent one by one, yeah? You find that in a whole day, you had a target of like 85 students, yeah? You only call like 50. 35 of them are offline. So tomorrow again, you have to go again to the other process. So I think it's a gap which Proxima came in. It filled, it created actually the channels of communication. Now the proper channels of communication in our institution, whereby the staff members actually get to communicate. We pass on the knowledge to the students. Now the parents now come in both platforms, whereby they can actually track and also see the progress of their students. That's what the staff is trying to deliver.
Exactly. Okay, so my next question will simply be, because like like what a good student is and what a bad and like what a bad one is. So like we want to look at these two peer scenarios. There's a certain student like whom does now not get that personalized feel, and there's a certain student like whom is put in a single block. Like at the end of the day, like whom might now come out on top?
Between the student who's
getting good customer support, their parent is now up to date basically. Then now there is one like whom does now not get that kind of support.
I actually believe that if you work in a block, it's like you are just pushing students in front. If someone is not able to actually track their changes and actually their progress in the institution, and also parents are not tracking, at the end of the day, you find that it's actually very challenging. Because number one, a student joined in January, come on December or at the end of their course, at the end of the day, they have nowhere else to start from or end from, because it's just messed up. All the information is just in the block. And this is why you find an incident whereby a parent comes in, he's complaining that my son or my daughter has been coming to school, I don't even know where he or she is, he or she just comes to school. Exactly, it just comes to school. So the moment the person who's being tracked is actually more effective than the person who's actually running on the block. Because at the end of the day, if I was the parent, I want to be able to track my own child and see the progress. If they came in at the same and now, what's their now progress? So out of I think it's actually a very different perspective, if I'm being honest. Someone is running on a block and someone is actually on an individual tracking progress. The individual is actually more easier, if I'm being honest.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's a very good answer. Yeah, because for myself, I can try to picture this particular scenario, like whereby like I was now going to school, but I have like very, very different challenges from the next now student. But when the teacher now comes in, my parent can know like what is now bothering me. So like my parent can now simply assume that I failed at this because of this, which is like not a very good metric. But if my parent, like they themselves, they can know so much from the school at any particular point, and that they can simply get this particular information, they can make much more informed now choices in terms of like whether whether now I should now get like a certain book, like a certain thing. Because like when you now think about customer support, like I think it plays like a very, very crucial now peer role.
And I think sorry, I'll just have to cut in. Even when you work with the blockchain, I think you remember in high school when people I used to be asked, which grade did you score? Then he says, no, you see us in our school, the first person scored grade A. Exactly. So the block system is like that system. Someone is using someone else's performance metrics to actually run his own progress here. Exactly.
Okay, sure. So like I want us to go into the topic whereby like customer support makes now students perform better, and simply talk about the points like which will now make them now improve grades basically. Because like I believe that now at the end of the day, when you go to school, you want to pass. Like I think nobody has ever been sad when they pass.
Exactly.
Sure. So like customer support, like from the way like I see it, when I was in now campus plus PI school, like I was in third year, and I never knew like where the now, I think now library was, because like it is now not part of like what I want to know, and I think it's like also not part of the now information that has been shared with me. So like I think customer support plays now this particular part whereby you can talk to the now peer assistant, you can get much more information where the books are, library, the best study patterns. You can even talk about the now school's vision, because like you see when you put yourself in a certain vision, you can perform better. Because like it's simply assimilating yourself with something that is much more bigger than yourself. And I think that is possible simply because there's a certain customer support. Just the same way when you go to like a supermarket, like when you go to that customer service desk, you are now able to know more, okay,
exactly.
Like, yeah. So like, what do you think like about the way customer support makes now learning become much more simple?
I think when you say customer support makes learning become more simpler,
yeah.
You know, we are in the 21st century, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
If you look at the rate of whereby books were being sold over the past 5 years and how books are being sold, I mean the physical books, it's actually decreasing. Because see, at the end of the day, if I'm using my phone and if I'm a student, I'm using and I'm going through my phone. The basic thing which I want is a cloud-based system, whereby the study materials are integrated. You see, if I'm doing application packages, for example, there's so many books, Word, Excel, Access. You see, I cannot carry a books like someone who's going to high school also and who's carrying a whole bag with a very big heavy bag which is behind him. So the moment you have a cloud-based system whereby I can just log in my credentials, everything is there. Someone who's studying any subjects, you can just log in. And also you find that it actually recommends you to more sites which have more study materials, depending on the course which you're doing. So actually it's a very vital role, and it's actually a very vital system, if I'm being honest. Without it, the whole meaning of the system even wouldn't be there.
Any sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when you talk about the big bags,
exactly.
Like when I was in, I think, class 7, like I think the best identifier like of someone like who was now serious was a very big bag.
A very big bag,
and they were just walking like this.
Exactly.
And I think things have now changed because like it's a very modern world. We do have things like now artificial intelligence.
Very, very true.
10-year-old, they do have some very, very now good phones.
Exactly.
So like I think it's now simply making sure that we can take advantage of the tech to simply now make sure that the parents, students, the stakeholders, they can simply get the best service. And then when you talk about customer support also, like especially when you talk about like an assistant, one for your school, one that has been built like for you to serve your now peer students. Okay, like I think if you can train your own assistant well, it can come in peer as a form of a mentor. Because like you see so many people face so many things, and I think like from my time, like when you wanted to know something, you were supposed to go to see like a certain teacher. Hey, Mr. Teacher, I'm supposed to know this, which was a very, very big stumbling block. Because number one, you might find the teacher was in class, the teacher was sent now to do some things.
Exactly, it's just busy.
Exactly. So now you try to scale this in a certain institution, like whereby there's like 1,000 students, like they can't access that teacher throughout the day.
And remember, he's also human. Exactly. So misinformation also might come through.
Yeah, sure. Because like for customer support, I think so many people like now they do assume that customer support is the secretary somewhere, but customer support will be that particular teacher like who wants to share something that is not extremely important with a certain student. Customer support will be you when someone now comes to you, and when you have like a very well trained assistant, you can minimize this particular now gaps. So very instead of me planning for like a day, gathering confidence to say, okay, like I want to go and see this particular teacher, I can go to my phone, talk to the assistant, and then in a second I can simply get that particular answer. And you see, like when you want to scale this, like it can form like a multifaceted thing. Like now in a scenario, like it's the now information retrieval. They want to know something. They want to know the best study patterns, because like it's also extremely important. Then based on your own culture, you can put in certain case studies. So student A followed now this particular path.
Exactly.
Sure. Then I think like one of the most important things in now institution, when I was in I think class 7, there was a very big board which had the best performers, like from when the school was now founded. And I think when you get to see that, you can feel this particular connection to like now this particular peer institution.
Exactly.
Because like there is the whole concept of we are coming from somewhere. Like I think for you are now like about to celebrate your 5th anniversary, which is a very big milestone.
Very huge one.
And it's extremely important for you to capture like the past 4 years, and for you to disseminate this particular information. Like it makes sense for you to have like a very, very good now peer assistant.
Exactly.
So that when someone comes, they can know like where Atiam College started in 2019.
2019,
yeah. Because for myself, like I was there.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you started in a small place,
in a very small place,
the vision was big.
Exactly.
And now 5 years like have passed, and now we do have this big institution.
Exactly.
And so like try imagine this particular scenario, like whereby you can make that part of your now peer customer support. Because like you see, you might bring in like a certain secretary, they might come, they might go, and when they go, they do carry like this particular part like about your now peer institution, which might might now fail to be filled. But if you track your data well, you train your own peer assistant, someone like who comes in now 2027, they will still know that particular now peer aspect of your own peer institution.
I think that's a very good key point, because remember, I was actually having a meeting with our branding manager, Mr. Adam.
Yeah.
So he was trying to pass on the information that if we are able to structure the 4-year progress or the 5-year progress in one script, such that if you have a new secretary who comes in no one has time to explain to them about all the 4-year journey which has been happening. So imagine now every time when you have a new staff member who's coming in now, you now have to keep on telling the same story that it was found in this year, we have this and this. So even you find that if a student one day wakes up and he just searches with the AI bot or with the chatbot that, hey, tell me more about the school. What's the history about the school? 2019. As in all the information is in one. Such that it actually saves time.
Yeah, so much.
Exactly. And there's also another key point which you made, It was about customer care. I think if you ask most of the companies which are being run or most of the clients, ask them what is a customer care, they'll tell you is actually a help desk which is usually on the front of the office, when every information is shown to you, get it from them. I think that's more of a traditional way.
It's so traditional.
It's more of a traditional way. If I'm a student in a campus, we say like Atiam College, in the Garden campus, where we have like more than 100 students, 50 to 100 students. If I have 60 students who are there, I'm a student who's actually shy to speak to any teacher. Now, when will I ever get this information? I think it's where now AI now
bridges the gap.
The gap.
It bridges the gap so much. Because like I think, like for most learning institutions,
exactly,
like they try to portray this customer-centric peer approach. Because like for them, they want to say something now like, oh, it is one teacher for like 20 students. Mark you, they do have like 30 different peer classes.
Exactly. Exactly.
So like you might find like a single teacher we love so many people.
Exactly.
Which won't personalize. Then like we are very different people. Some people might now come out as bold, and a certain student might say, okay, like, this particular teacher now looks so bold.
Exactly.
Like I now want to go to him.
Exactly.
Because like when I was in primary PI school, PI campus, there were just these particular teachers, like whom when you saw them passing here, you could simply jump on a tree to cross. But I think with artificial intelligence, you can now bridge this particular gap. Because like we are different people. Some like peer extroverts, introverts, and I think you should serve like the needs of each and every student.
Of each and every student,
Yeah, sure. I think one important peer aspect like is the mental well-being. Because like you might find it so many students will be now depressed, peer anxious, some form of fear. And I think that once you have like a very, very good peer assistant, it can play that gap, like whereby they want to get some peer assurance. And what do you think like now peer is the state of mental well-being in your now peer institution basically?
I think you see most of the numbers which you are trying it working there, they are actually youths.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's actually from the
social
age of
pressures.
Social pressures is actually there. The age from actually 14 until 20s there to 30s. Okay. I don't. I think rarely is that is so from 14 there until the late 20s. So when it comes to mental issues, I think the social pressure is actually what brings it. Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of social pressure?
Maybe? We live in a way. We live in a world whereby social media is taken over almost everything. So cyberbullying is usually there. Yeah. If I'm being honest, exactly. So you find that coping with these students, you see, finding students to open up is actually very hard. Yeah, true. So if the AI, which is actually being used right now, it actually becomes easier for them actually to communicate with it. Yeah, okay. Let's say someone came from home, they had an issue with their family. Yeah. This person, there is no way he'll be concentrating in the class. A teacher will just be speaking with themselves in the telephone. Yeah. So he or she won't give you the issues which are there. Yeah. You as a teacher, assume you have 50 people, noticing it is actually very hard if I'm being honest. So now, the only way they can actually get the counseling and also the way forward with their lives is actually to now. Exactly. The only way now is through the AI. Yeah, sure. You see, I remember even me as a teacher and also as a director. You wake up in the morning, you're tired. So you don't call any of your staff members. You just go and then you are grumpy the whole exactly. So I go there. I try to chat with the assistant, which is actually. Yeah, sure. Hi, it's in the morning. Okay, I feel very lazy. What's the way forward which I can do? Which so actually in a very proactive way for you to go through your day. Exactly. So I think the AI which being now injected inside the system, it actually makes it more easier for the students to open up here, and also provide the opportunities and solutions for actually which they'll implement to make sure that their studies flow actually smoothly. Okay, sure. And can you talk about stress management a bit here? Because like in our day-to-day activities, like there's so much stress from all corners, like from all peer corners, basically. It actually depends on the age group you're speaking about. Someone who's if from a student perspective, I think it's actually the rate is very low. Oh, okay. Someone who's being paid school fees by the parent has no stress here. At the end of the day, he wakes up in the morning, comes to school, there's food on the table, he just goes back, there's Uber and Bolt. So it's smooth life. But now the people who actually face that are the staff. Oh, okay. And actually at the peers, because you have an example of a teacher has a wife or has like 3 kids, the stress is there. We are on the same place. This stuff, the rate of them coming to tell you is actually below 50%. No one is gonna come and tell you, check here, I have an issue with my wife or I have an issue with me. No one is gonna because it's so personal between them. It's so personal now, but he just uses AI, chats with an assistant who's there. Hi, what are the options which I have with my family or which I can do exactly? Which comes in as a therapist in some way. It comes in as a therapist in some way, if I'm being honest. Like I think mental well-being is a very, very important field. Because like when you're stressed, when you're depressed, when you are going through some few things, you can't perform at all. Very true. Because from the first minute to the other, you are just wondering what next. Exactly. Okay, now here. So like I think to get those peer systems in place, like will boost performance so much. Very true. Because like now there is this particular private place, like where now someone can share without being now peer embarrassed. Because like you see, you might be the kindest person, but someone will see you in a very different peer light because you are now peer going through some things. So like I think it can promote the social well-being. Because like when you do have a smile on your face, like you can make more friends much more peer simpler. Because like now you are like a peer warm person basically. Very, very true. And I think one of the most important aspect like is the administrative now support. When someone comes, they want to know the fees, they want to know the dates, they want to know the terms, they want to know the teachers, which can be so cumbersome. Because like when you're now opening your semester basically, you can get something like 30 different peer students coming to the now peer reception. They want to know this particular information. One comes in at 2, one comes in at 9,
one wants to know in the middle of the night.
Very,
So
very
like
true.
you should have like a system which can make this so simple. Yeah, then I think like another important peer aspect, like me now peer as a parent, my kid might lie. Okay, like I'm not supposed to go to school tomorrow. My kid might say, okay, like, the school said this.
Same
But-
thing has been happening with the attendance. You see,
Yeah,
a student came to school on Monday,
yeah,
skipped 3 days, he came back on a Friday. All these days he's been telling the parent,
parent
I've
that
been
you're
coming to
doing-
class, yeah.
yeah,
So now, on Friday now,
yeah.
the communication now between the staff and the parent now, it becomes very, very horrible. So now, how do you convince a parent that your child has not been coming or a child has been coming?
Yeah.
So if they can go through actually the platform,
Attendance and stuff.
attendance
Yeah,
reports,
just get
now,
this information.
exactly, the information is actually there on their hand.
Yeah, sure. Because, like, I think one important aspect, like, is when you tell like a certain kid something, you tell them, go tell this to your parent. 6 times out of 10 they won't, which is a very bad trait.
Very, very true.
Mom, we are supposed to have like a fund, something in school. Mom, tomorrow is supposed to be sports day. Come, like they want basically. But if a parent can now go get this particular information straight from you via the peer assistant, it can become so much easier. Then I think one other important aspect, because like when you're talking to them, like you're getting so much data, so much information, like what they want, their pain points. You can see the trends in terms of communication patterns, and like which can simply make you now optimize your services in a way that will serve them in a much more better way. And because like you are now getting this factual information, like you're now not coming up with your marketing strategies.
Very true.
Yeah, like from the dark. Yeah, so like I think that's a very important aspect. And just on our last topic, we can talk about the future of customer support in your sector. Like what do you think now should be done to make it better, basically?
I think I'll start with the point where when I was coming here,
Yeah.
I had a small meeting with Adam Abdijama.
Yeah.
He's our branding manager.
Okay.
He also has the passion of teaching
nice.
languages.
Yeah.
So he asked me, and even is more of a request here,
Yeah.
that Proxima AI and
Yeah.
and the chatbots,
Yeah.
how will they help our language students in terms of a communication?
Yeah, true.
Let's say a student is learning English or Kiswahili.
Yeah.
I think from last time, from the launch, if I'm being honest, I remember after the launch is when you implement now the multilingual platform.
Yeah,
now.
sure. Yeah.
We now have all the languages now.
Yeah, sure.
So if a student is studying English,
Yeah.
how will the AI and the chatbots help them,
Yeah.
assist them in actually learning the language more easier and more faster in an efficient way?
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Same thing also is about communication.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that customer focus and customer care,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it revolves on the communication.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But the only thing we can request actually is actually to get a more easier way of communicating with
true.
both the parents and with both the students.
Yeah.
I believe that one of the toughest thing we have been having, you see, for the tech students, it's very easy. You just tell someone, okay, go to log in your school portal or log in into this and this platform, you are done.
Yeah, true.
Them even interacting with the chatbot is very easy.
Yeah.
But now the group of language students we have there,
Yeah.
them even trying to say hi to
It's
the
a
chatbot
challenge.
is a very huge
So to
challenge. Yeah.
simplify it.
Exactly. So if we can simplify it in a way such that,
Yeah.
if I'm a student who's learning English or
Yeah.
Kiswahili or any
Yeah.
other language which we are teaching, French or be it
Yeah.
German,
Yeah.
I can log in.
Yeah.
I have a very simple conversation with the chatbot,
Yeah.
and it is able to understand my grammatical errors, and it
Yeah.
helps me also
Fuzziness,
to
yeah,
exactly.
for sure. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a very huge impact to our own systems, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, sure. I think that's a very good point. Okay, for myself, like now I can say, like I want to vision like a point whereby like now each and every student got their own personal peer assistant,
Exactly.
which is personalized not to the school, but now to you, to the school, knows you so well, character, values, principles, comes in as a mentor, as a teacher, peer also. Yeah, so like I think that is what we are now building to simply make sure that they can go with this peer, peer on their phones, peer throughout on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at night. Yeah, so like I think that's the future, and that's like what you want to basically build. because like for us, the mission is to make sure that your customer support becomes your competitive advantage. If someone wants to talk to you, it will take them less than a second to get like a feedback from you.
Exactly.
Compare that now to when someone wants to talk to you, they will get like a feedback tomorrow. You can't compete with such a person.
It's like the people who usually send us who chat with us via Facebook and Messenger. They usually see a very long day. You just log in there, you see that the person texted on. It's a new client maybe. They sent a message on September the 10th. So in fact, even you just call at the secretaries or any person who's in charge, and then you're like, we are on the 20th or the 30th. How will you now start to reply to someone who texted on the 10th?
The person is gone. Honestly.
Exactly,
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for your time. Mr. Liban, thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Exactly.
Yeah. Please look out for the next podcast. You can share like now where they can simply find you.
Exactly. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, be it Facebook, and even you can check out our website at Atiam College.
Twitter
at Atiam College.
Facebook?
Exactly. Atiam. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, guys. See you next time.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.